all the distinguished members of the Advisory Committee, all the very distinguished participants in today's Startup Seed Fund launch program. And I was just seeing we have over 520 participants in this day and age of COVID when everybody is pretty much undergoing severe stress with the second wave and all of us fighting for coming out of this tough time. I'm delighted to see that our startup ecosystem has the resilience and the never say die spirit that we are going to be successful. We are going to work collectively as a team for a better future for India. Times are tough, but our resolve is stronger. And never before has it been more important for us to empower new ideas, new technology, and the startup ecosystem is exactly about that. I'd like to congratulate Ms. Sanil Agarwal and the entire team of Startup India for launching today's Startup India Seed Fund scheme, which will provide seed funding to startups with innovative ideas. In fact, the kind of architecture of the scheme is extremely innovative in itself. And I heard all the speakers who have been able to go through the scheme give very good feedback about the way the scheme has been structured. It will support startups for proof of concept, prototype development, product trials, market entry, and commercialization. Good part is this has started up really fast. The Honorable Prime Minister announced it only on 16th of January in his grand plenary address of Prarambh, which was marking the 5 years of the Startup India initiative. And from 21st January from 16th January to 19th April, in a short span of 3 months, it would probably be one of the fastest schemes that has been approved in recent times. I have no doubt this scheme will act as a bridge between ideas and their implementation. In fact, several of the comments that were made before me are most appropriate. For example, the first speaker, and I really value the comments of Ms. Dipti Ravula, who spoke about the recognition for the first time that it's okay to fail. Of course, Anilji, the scheme cannot fail. The scheme has to be a grand success. But the very fact that we are recognizing as a team, as a nation, that failure is a part of entrepreneurship and not every idea will be successful is truly a great departure from the past, from the way governments used to think. Another wonderful observation that I would like to share with you is the composition of the Startup Advisory Group and the fact that the 7-member advisory committee is only going to be supported by the 7 government or semi-government officials. I really like that comment, Anilji, when you made it, that you will, as government representatives, only support the work of the privately led initiative. That will itself also be probably a new concept in the working of government. And I think it will be widely acclaimed and widely appreciated because it will give people a chance to have the confidence that this will not get into the typical government thinking, but will have people of eminence with no hesitation to experiment with new ideas at the helm of affairs. I hope your team of 7 government and semi-government representatives will truly only facilitate the work of the team led by Mr. Mittal and allow them to independently take a call on the incubators and the projects to be invested in. In fact, I was seeing even amongst your government nominees, you have at least one, Mr. Jeet Vijayvargiya, who has come in from the US, from the private sector, and will certainly tilt the scales very much in favor of an independent and more ambitious thinking in the Startup India ecosystem. This step, I believe, will certainly encourage entrepreneurship and create a culture which will recognize innovation. I like the point made by several of the speakers, more particularly made by Mr. Jayesh Ranjan, who spoke about focusing on Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities. I would absolutely endorse that because in the cities, in the metros, you are still able to be in touch with venture capitalists, venture funds, and there are several avenues open to our startups. It's the smaller towns going into the interiors of India who are often deprived of adequate funding. I truly welcome that. In fact, Mr. Narsingh Pawar from Assam gave us an overview of the success story of Assam, which was truly very, very encouraging. And I wish that in the Northeast also, this fund will make a special effort. And with in the day of digital technology today, with VC so much more prevalent in our day-to-day work, I'm sure you will be able to assess companies in far-flung areas, all the way up to Tripura or Kanyakumari and Jammu Kashmir or Dwarka in the west, to see that we can have a wide span of beneficiaries of this scheme. I can only agree with Renuka when she says Anilji's energy is quite infectious. And in my own interactions with him in the ministry, I have a very similar experience, Renukaji. He's willing to go down the new path. He's willing to experiment with new ideas, and he's not one of those who's only looking for precedent or past practices. So truly great to have a team like him, like Shashank Priya, all my colleagues in the Department for Promotion of Industry and Industrial and Internal Trade, led by Dr. Guru Mahapatra, who could not join us because he's down with COVID. But let me assure you, despite being down with COVID, he's working through the day along with another additional secretary, Sumita Davra, to ensure adequate availability of oxygen across the country and a fair, balanced, and equitable distribution to various states in the country. They work from morning to night, even despite being afflicted with COVID. I'm sharing this with you only to demonstrate the commitment that this team has towards the country, towards our beloved nation. I would also like to place on record my appreciation for the young Startup India team, which spares no effort and is willing to put in 24-hour working for days at a stretch to ensure that we support the startup ecosystem and help it in their success stories. I agree with Jayesh Ranjanji also that this was a much needed scheme, and I'm glad that we have people like Mr. Ramanan from the Atal Innovation Mission. We have friends like Dr. Ghosh, Dr. Purva Ranjan Sharma, all of them working as a team. We have a new idea that was thrown in by Mr. Anupam Jalote, who said the need of the hour is not only to allow people to fail, but also see how many people have failed, which will demonstrate that the incubator is really innovative and incubator is willing to go down with experimenting with new ideas. So all of these suggestions, I assure you, will be taken on board, and I'm confident will truly provide the socio-economic change that Padmaja ji just spoke about. I saw a lot of comments on the chat also. I was seeing some comments by some of the participants whom I see on the screen. Some people even wanting to talk in the course of this interaction. I would urge the Startup India team to go through those comments, approach the particular persons who have put in their comments on the chat, and ensure they get a fair hearing. Because in the program, we may not be able to give them a chance for paucity of time. But I do hope one of my colleagues will contact them and hear them for their suggestions, for their difficulties. And I assure each and every one of you that we will work to the best of our ability with a new mindset. The old mindset is gone. Today, the government led by Prime Minister Modi works with a new mindset to bring in a wave of change, to bring about a revolution in the way government thinks, works, and interacts with the private sector. And the idea behind this scheme itself is to ensure adequate availability of funds, particularly for startups with good ideas in different fields. It need not be restricted to digital or technology alone. It will help startups who otherwise often are forced to miss out on a good idea. So good business ideas, I hope, get recognition. I also hope good ideas don't get sold for a song, don't get sold very cheap, particularly to foreign investors or savvy investors who are able to identify a good idea and buy out at that early stage of funding required. A very good idea gets often bought out by international venture capitalists at throwaway prices. I do hope the scheme will support our domestic entrepreneurs and their business ideas who often cannot take off due to the absence of critical capital at an early stage. I have no doubt that this scheme will secure seed funding, will inspire innovation, will support transformative ideas, will facilitate implementation of these ideas, and I hope start a new revolution in our startup ecosystem. As I said, particularly in the tier 2 and tier 3 cities and towns and remote corners of the country. Under the guidance of Prime Minister Modi, we have worked to bring a tectonic shift in the startup ecosystem in India. The entire approach has changed from only creating job seekers to job providers to job creators. And that has become the mantra of the startup ecosystem. I hope the team at DPIIT and the advisory committee will work with the open door policy, open arms, and an open mind. And I'm encouraged when I listen that the scheme is going to open for applications even as we speak. Right now, today, incubators can start applying, and this will run throughout the year. Similarly, from 1st July, startups can actually start approaching incubators. Both these early stage dates announced today give me a lot of confidence in the success of this scheme. And I hope that this will enable our startups to act as a power conductor to help our startups achieve the true potential that they have. I would appeal to all of you to adopt the motto of connect, collaborate, and catalyze. Let us remain connected with each other. Let us all collaborate with each other in the startup ecosystem and between the government and the startups. And let us try and catalyze as much technology, as much investment, as many ideas, pool as many capital sources as we can, both from the government and the private sector, so that together we can truly meet the challenges of the 21st century and make India the startup hub of the world. In fact, 2020 is testament to the transformative potential of Indian startups. The energy and enthusiasm that have been displayed by our startups, the efficient and cost-effective solutions that many of you have come up with for last mile delivery, particularly during the first phase of the COVID pandemic, when the country went through one of the strictest lockdowns ever in the world, have demonstrated that you have the ability, the agility, and the dedication in the service of the nation to provide new ideas, a new future to the youth of this country. I am confident that as we speak today, we will work collectively to bring the nation out of the second wave of COVID-19. I appeal to all of you to maintain the COVID protocols, to ensure that in your workplaces, we maintain a full mask up policy. We ensure that people in public places maintain social distancing to ensure social hygiene, personal hygiene. And I'm sure that collectively with the ideas that many of you have come up with, or many of you will come up with, we will not only aim for a high growth future for India, but we'll also develop a crisis-proof business model for the country. I'd like to compliment all of you for your efforts and assure you the full support of the Government of India, of the team at DPIIT, of the team at Startup India. As they often say, in tough times, the true mettle of a person, of a country is demonstrated. I think the time for us may be tough today, but we will show the world that together we can overcome any crisis. In the movie Dark Knight, there was a comment, the night is darkest before dawn. I think the country is going through tough times today. These are difficult times, but I have the confidence that with the collective effort of all the young boys and girls, all the well-meaning persons engaged in the startup ecosystem, young and old, we will build a country of the dreams of young India. We will hold our head high and inspire our youngsters to work for a better tomorrow, a brighter dawn for this country. My best wishes to all of you. Please stay safe. Prayers are with you and your family for your good health and your success. God bless all of you. Thank you. Namaskar.